Kabam, you can fix this. Just move her to the crystal. Just move her to the crystal. Because something else is the final milestone. Something valuable, but nothing wild. If you lose 15-14, that feels no better than if you lose 3-2. Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right. I think we need to talk. I did a live stream today after Kabam's live stream. I wasn't able to do the whole thing. I normally do the synopsis, and I wasn't able to. Work came up, things I had to take care of, and we did the live stream, and we talked about quite a few things. And ultimately, the poll on my stream said that more people were actually like excited about what they learned on the Kabam live stream, or they felt like there were some losses and some wins in it. And there were people who were just flat out like, dude, this was a big L. And I gotta say, even after doing the live stream, we had a lot of fun, and I will link that. It was a lot of fun. We had a really great time. It was a good, solid live stream. Is that I feel strongly that the L's are so absolutely avoidable. Like, in many ways, they're like Kabam created. It feels very much as if there's no one in the rooms where these are being decided saying like, oh, hey, do you remember we said this thing not that long ago? Or if that is being pointed out, someone just gets like really angry and throws them out the window like the meme, or maybe just like argues them into the point of exhaustion where they don't like talk anymore. I don't know what's happening. Those are just like the two theories I'm coming up with, but it's clearly not being listened to or being said. And I think that needs to happen. We've talked about how like I make a video and it feels significantly more powerful as far as like at least being registered or more likely to have some sort of outcome than if I do something on the CCP, right? And so here we are. And I want to start off with, I think, two things that are very important. Is I'm at the point where I'm not even mad anymore. I'm just honestly severely disappointed. I'm very straightforward on this channel. I say things, sometimes it upsets viewers. I'm okay with that because it's at least what I think and I believe. And this is going to be one where I'm like, I don't think I'm going to upset any viewers. Maybe I will. I have no idea of knowing. I'm probably going to upset Kabam if they even choose to watch this. I have a feeling they might not, because it's very obviously from the thumbnail and the title going to be stuff that like, I'm saying like, dude, do you guys not even read your own stuff? Do you not even listen to yourselves? Are you not aware of what other people in your company are doing and saying? Because it really feels like not, right? We had a lot of massive positivity recently, and that was followed up by this Red and Dead's discount shed. This was phenomenal. Like, spenders seem to love it, all the way to free to play. To cover that broad swath of the player base is almost impossible in anything. And yet this event did it because it allowed free to play to get some really meaningful stuff and allowed spenders to feel like they were still somehow getting meaningful stuff, even though there was free to play things available too. And it was completely tied in together with the Heart of Fire crystal, right? And the Heart of Fire event, we talked about that. Like, these two events go hand in hand, and there was so much hype for it. And I was part of it because I was excited, like Nick Fury and Apocalypse. And this is where I think it really needs to start. Is Nick Fury is a champion that we have been told is too broken to come to the game. Too many things like protect the kit, and it's too simple, and he's broken, and he's horrible, and he's bad for questing and war, and he shouldn't be in the game, and all this stuff. And then you bring him, and he was obviously one of the ways to get eyes on it. And I did not see the live stream, so I think that's important that I provide full context, because my idea is to never intentionally make something look bad or misconstrue the facts. But the takeaway from watching the synopsis videos was that these were going to be 6 champions to come into the game that had not yet been released as 7 stars. If that's incorrect, I think a lot of my analysis is still going to follow through. So bear with me on that. And I'm sure you in the comments will be like, well, technically they didn't say that. And maybe they didn't. But I also do think sometimes if you have to go with like, well, technically, there's probably already a problem there when you're putting out information that's intended to inform a mass group of people. Is you have to think about, what are we like also visibly putting out? Like, what is happening? What is being said, right? Versus like what was literally said. There's Apocalypse, and then there was Immortal Abomination. And then we literally got Tigra, another champion that we've so often been said is so problematic for the game. So it's like, dude, this is wild. Like, this is crazy. Kabam, you believe in your game. That's my thoughts. I know a lot of you were really hyped about this. And then we actually get future Ant-Man, who as a 6-star made the hardest Karina's challenge in Necropolis bearable. I've openly talked about that. He almost made it fun. And we're like, dude, Gallon is for some reason coming to the Titan, which is great. I love that. But he would have been perfect for this crystal because like Cosmic Ghost Rider and Hulkling, again, 2 champions, we've just been told too much. But here we go. Nick Fury, future Ant-Man, Tigra, even Apocalypse to some degree. And we're hyped, dude. We go in and, the Red and Dead sale was great. Everyone's feeling good. People spent a lot of money, their units. And we're going to spend these units on Red and Deads. And not only is it not actually champions that were 6-star locked up until now, not only is the champion that's included in the event not coming in the crystal in the event, and maybe that was explicitly explained on the stream. And if so, again, I don't think that materially changes what I'm saying. It's helpful. But Dark Phoenix, a character that many people were going to be hyped for, that when you look at these attributes that are from Kabam, I did not make these. These are from Kabam. This is an easy user champion with high damage and high survivability, middle of the road utility, and a 4.5 defender coming out. She's in the milestone. She's in the final milestone. And we've been told this event is going to be similar to last year's, where I think the total unit spend was around 37,000 units. If you full whaled on the Red and Deads, I think you're there. I know I'm slightly above it, but I had a bunch of units going in. I had a bunch of units. So I actually don't think you're there if you full whaled on Red and Deads. And if you're like a massive grinder in this game, you're a massive arena grinder, you maybe have those units. And I don't care if you didn't spend money on it. You spent time, effort, and energy. And I am a big proponent on this channel for years of like, we need to try to do everything we can to have everybody having fun. Not everyone's gonna have the exact same experience. Kabam needs to make money. But when things get swayed too far one way or the other, if it gets swayed too far to free to play, then spenders are like, why did I actually spend? And if it gets too far towards spenders, then free to play is like, why am I even playing this game? They need each other, and everyone in the middle, we all need each other. And sometimes Kabam's gonna miss, I get that. But this just feels so outrageously unforced. The hype was built for it. Why is there a crystal with only 5 champions when it, up until now, like everything is led to be one of each class? And like Kabam, if you have to go and say like, well, technically we did not say that. Like, that's literally how you sound. And I feel like there's no one in the room telling you that. Or if there is, you guys are like muting them or kicking them out, or they don't feel comfortable speaking up. I think you can fix this. I know you won't. And that's why I'm not going to like make, there's no hard demands here, right? You only make demands on the things you think that people might be actually willing or able to do. Otherwise, you just quit, right? I'm enjoying the game. I enjoy this channel with you all, right? And so I'm not going to just quit. And I'm also not going to demand that Kabam does this because they're probably not. My hope is that maybe someone listens to this and is like, okay, that seems reasonable. I get that. But this feels very different. Kabam, you can fix this. Just move her to the crystal. Just move her to the crystal. Because something else is the final milestone. Something valuable, but nothing wild. Because here's the thing. She looks like she's going to be amazing. And there is hype and there is demand for it. And I get that you want to make money on that. But this is feeling way too far after the build-in, after the hype. This is months of build-in and hype. And And this isn't just about this. There's more, okay? She's a defender of 4.5. Now, I don't know. But it looked to me like Yelena Belova, I think that's her name, is a good defender. And this will mean, if that's correct, maybe she's not, maybe she's like a 3. But if she's a 4.5 or a 5, this means the post you made, I think not just slightly over a year ago, about we've heard you, we've done too many defenders, the cadence is too fast, we won't do that anymore. Did you forget about that? Did you forget about that? Because not only would this mean, and I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, if Yelena's not a defender, I'm sorry, okay? But if she is, that would mean that the vast majority of your players, because the vast majority of your players aren't going out and getting 7-star Yelena Belova, and they're not going out and getting Dark Phoenix. So the vast majority of your players are going to have to fight them in Battlegrounds, a mode that think you want people playing, and it's 2 incredibly tough defenders, literally, not in consecutive months, but in the same month. It feels like maybe no one mentioned that or brought that up. Now let's move to this. Actually, let's start here. Alliance War Season 56. Hey all, and welcome to another change log. I always want to read that channel log for Season 56. There's some major changes coming into Alliance War. This is one of the large updates that we pulled off, and there's a lot to go through, such as large definitions of pass on the war map, as well as rewards updates that excite. Okay, so it's rewards update stuff. They completely changed the nodes, the layout, and we're not going to read this whole post, but the idea was that war hadn't been updated, I think, in years. And that another way to like bring relevance to a lot of the newer champions, which I get, it makes sense. That's one of the ways they can make champions relevant and progress the games through nodes and those sorts of things. War is a great place to do that. And I would hope, I assume that tons of hours are put into this because, you know, the war map isn't updated that regularly, right? It's been years. We saw we got the Bee Gees post saying that like, well, we didn't put the time into it. We were doing the PvE and all this stuff. And like, that was irritating. I will admit that was irritating. That's part of why I've done what I've done. And we had this massive war update. And it's like, well, that obviously took time, right? Like you obviously spent time creating it. You spent time testing it. So all that's happening. This is Alliance War Season 56. Okay, massive update. Time went into it. Time that couldn't go into other things, right? There's only so many humans. Like we hear that a lot. Well, we've only got so many employees. We've only got so many people who can work on this. Shit you not. You guys can't see it. Alliance War Season 58. One season went in between them, if I'm reading this correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 2. Yeah, it's 56 and 57. It's an experimental season of Alliance War, which, again, you hope that that's been tested. You hope that it's been thought through, right? Literally, just 2 seasons after a massive update that was years in the making. Additionally, they let you know that this is an experiment and things will be traditional again in 59. So I assume that means goes back to the other map, not the map that existed 2 years for multiple years. And I think that's fine. That's a reasonable reading on it. There's a few massive problems with this. One is players go out and buy those crystals, buy those rank up rewards with units or dollars, and then rank them up for the map that they were playing on. And now, with literally no forewarning, they're being told, next season, it's different. And they've been investing in this. Additionally, there's no sense of like how often this will happen, if it will continue to happen. If there's more changes, what will those look like? What will those be? And this is a game where you are hoping to sell items that people rely on the game and the champions to be working to rank up. Additionally, this map has 10 fights on it. No, you heard me correct. 10. Each summoner in each battle group will get 1 fight. Anyone else remember for years us being told that the changes that were being made to the map and the changes in the potions and the changes in this and the change in the difficulty and the defenders and how hard they were coming out was because they wanted more deaths in Alliance War to take the pressure off of single deaths? How heartbreaking that was. And that never made any sense to me. I understood that people believed it. I just fundamentally disagreed that a death would feel better. You're like, I failed, but it's okay because we failed 15 times. That's not how people think. If you lose 15 to 14, that feels no better than if you lose 3 to 2. But now, there's only 10 fights on the whole map. So if you die, that's 1 out of only 10 fights. The logic does not follow through at all as far as it being an important guiding principle, like in any way, shape, or form. It's like literally no one is saying, hey, do you remember when we said this? I hope it goes well. I always do. No more big proclamations, nothing like that. I just think someone needed to say these things. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the community loves the Heart of Fire event and sale. And I'm wrong. I hope the community loves this Alliance War change. And I hope I'm wrong. I really want to be. It's usual, viewer. Let me know what you think I got right. Let me know what you think I got wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.